For those who look too deep sometimes, it looks back at you. The package that